Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go through the Trimble TerraFlex desktop add-in workflow. This is a relatively new release of the add-in. I'm using ArcMap, I believe 10.6 or 10.7 here, 10.7.1. I'm going to go ahead and add in my feature classes. I've got a geodatabase here with attachments so that it can store photos. And I'm going to pick this feature dataset. And roads are the only layer that I actually have geometry stored in, so I'll make sure that I zoom to it so it's a reference of where we are, and so we can also build a to-do or a task so that these features are reference data. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a different color here. And we're going to go ahead and save the map document. I'm actually going to override one here created before. And I'm going to create a new project by coming into the admin window here. We're going to create TerraFlex on Connect and make sure that we are okay with that transformation. It's also giving us a warning, just letting us know that our feature classes are 3D. That's okay. Start. And this is grayed out, meaning that I am logged in. If not, you'll have to click log in here. You can use an existing project folder on Connect or create a new one. I'm going to use existing. Next. These are all the layers that I want to include. And then I'm going to go ahead and assign metadata. Now for the roads, it's just going to be a reference, so I'm not going to care about a lot of this GNSS metadata, but I might care about the name of the task since I'm going to create a task based on that. You'll notice if there isn't a field already created, it will create a new one. You can see here at the bottom, new project name. That means it's going to create a new field within the feature class. That's the only one I'm going to include here. Hydrant, we're going to go ahead and do all auto fields, and this is going to create any fields that haven't already been created. And I might want to change these units to feet versus meters. It defaults to meters here. And we can also set accuracy thresholds and allow the user to override it. For now, we're going to skip that. On manhole, I'm going to add all auto fields. For now, I'm going to skip changing it to feet for all of these just for the sake of time. Again, this is a one and done. Once this project is built, it can be used in perpetuity to sync data back and forth. So we're going to hit next. We're going to choose our real-time configuration. We can clone existing configurations or we can create new ones, whether we're using VRS or RTX or whatever it may be. Here's your choices. But for now, we're just going to use SBAS. And then next, give the project a name. Put today's date. And you can pick ellipsoid height, calculate your own geoid separation value, or you can actually do what I would recommend and pick your geoid file, and it should know, based on the extent of your map, where you're at, what the available geoid choices are. I'm going to pick the current geoid 18 and then publish, and hit OK, confirming that we're going to get multiple dialog boxes. Project created, and now it's actually pushing the data up to the web. First the folder and workspace, then the templates based on each feature class schema, and then lastly the real-time configurations that you specified. So it's completed. We can hit finish here. Then I'm going to come over to my device, and you'll see that it's syncing because it notices that there's a update to a project or change. You could also force sync it. We're going to wait till this is done here. Now it's sunk. I'm going to pick the project, and that's going to be at the bottom. I have quite a few projects here, and that's going to be there we go. And then here's our features. If I were to hit more, you can see all of them here. And then if I were to go to settings, I can see that I'm using my TDC 150 internal. I could set my antenna height settings, pick my real time, and then I could go into location status to see how accurate I'm doing. Now I'm in my office near a window, so that's actually pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and collect a feature, and I'll take a photo as well. So we've got SBAS now. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to collect a hydrant, fill out some attributes. These are all based on the schema of my geodatabase domain. You can see some of the grayed out fields are the metadata fields. So I'm going to click on photos, and I'm going to take a picture. And actually you can see the hydrant in the distance. Check. And check to sync that up to the office. And once that data is sunk up, we should be able to hit OK here, come down to the dockable window here for TerraFlex desktop. See that we're logged in, there's our current project, and we can download forms. And this should bring in that one hydrant and verify that for us. One form. And what we can do is we can actually turn off the road so we can see it. So there it is. We could also right click here, or sorry, click here and say zoom to, turn the roads back on. And if we identify the point, we will see that we have our attachments. There you go. And there's the picture, and it was that quick. You can see we're using SBAS, the time that we created it, the login, the type of capture, the unit, PDOP, all that metadata that we might care about, as well as photos. Now you could also take multiple pictures, and there could be 10 pictures for this hydrant if you really wanted to. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out, and I'm going to show you the task workflow real quick. So I'm going to deselect that hydrant, and I'm actually going to go ahead and turn it off so I don't accidentally select anything aside from roads. Hydrant's the only thing that I have data in right now. We're going to go ahead and just select some roads here, okay? And we're going to start small. You only can do 1,000 features per task. And again, the purposes of this task is background data. I want to be able to see the roads that I'm proximal to. And you can create multiple tasks if you want to take more than 1,000 features, but this is the workflow to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Manage Tasks. We're going to give it a name. So this is going to be called Roads Home Area, and create task. If you notice there's this upload selected features outside of a task, currently that just puts it up on Connect in the web version of TerraFlex. It doesn't allow you to view it on your device in the field. So if you want to actually see the data on the device in the field, you need to create a task currently. So now that task is created. We can step back to our field device. We can force sync it or wait for it to sync. And you can see it's updating tasks as the last step. Current project's been updated. We can click on that task there. Now we can see that roads home area, those 789 features. we can click on that, and now we can go to our map. And there's a little bit of a lag between my unit and the Let's View, so it's taking a second, but you'll see here that it'll render the street map or the imagery, whatever one you have turned on, and you can see our data in there. And we could go ahead and pinch and zoom. I'm going to change this to the street map. And you can see our data in here. We could even click on a feature, and we could hit the edit pencil paper button here, and we could actually see the attributes if we were wanting to know the name of that road. And so that's how you would get your reference data up there from ArcMap directly into TerraFlex. And then you could also use the task as a to do like a data maintenance tool with the TerraFlex Advanced. And that allows you to kind of complete things, or as soon as you edit the attributes or the geometry, it will mark that feature as being completed. So for instance, if I was doing a data maintenance workflow, if I clicked on the street that I live on here and I were to edit that, and let's say the purpose of this data collection would be to verify street addresses or something, or verify something. I could change, let's see here, let's pick a good field here. I could just change this street suffix because I know that this is actually northwest, and hit save. And then we could go back here, and you can see that one of my 789 features that are in that task have been completed. So you can see how this can be used for maintenance, right? Or maybe hydrant inspections. Like has it been painted? Yes, we painted it and we GPSed it while we were there and updated the value to painted. And then now that task for that particular feature is completed. Or again, you can just use it as a reference so that you can come into your map and see those roads or whatever it is maybe that you wanted to see as reference. So that's the workflow with the TerraFlex add-in. If there's anything else you want to see, just go ahead and contact us here at Altera Central, and we'd be happy to help you. Thanks again.